Hello and welcome back to another episode here on the Noobcraft server with me, DarknessRoaming. Hope you have a wonderful day so far. So we're here at my base. I did a little bit of work off camera here. I put in some elevators and I actually labeled them. So I've got an up elevator and a down elevator. This takes you to the villager farms, my slime farm, and bedrock eventually. I don't have the elevator to bedrock done yet. It requires a little bit more digging. But I've got the one down to the villager farm set up. I've already taken the villager out of here, the villager out of here, and the villagers and boats I had up here. They're all gone. And they're downstairs. So let's take a look downstairs and see what I did. So we'll go down here. This first layer here is going to be villager farms. And I've got two sets of farms set in already. I may do another layer. We'll see. But I've got potatoes here on the left side and carrots here on the right side. I'm using a design by Logical Geek Boy. I gotta take that out eventually, but there's some funky things that happen with this villager here in the center. So you gotta make sure he doesn't have an inventory. Otherwise you're gonna get him to clean it out. And you put him on like tilled soil and wait till he plants everything he's gonna plant. I got lucky enough that the two that I've got in the center, I took them out. I put them in mine carts and away from the adults right after they were bred, so they didn't have an inventory in them. And then you've got to mine cart them here into the center. And if they're not perfectly centered, then only one side will try to give them food. When they're perfectly centered, both sides give them food. So that's probably what happened with my initial farm. So I didn't minecart the villager in. I just put him in a boat and then let him wander in there, and then blocked him in when he got where I wanted him to be. And so he wasn't perfectly centered before, and so only one side of my farm actually worked. This time I've got both sides working and I've layered it. So I've got 2 layers of potatoes, 2 layers of carrots. They've been going for a little while here while I've been working in the base, but I want lots of carrots and potatoes for villager training for emeralds. I've got a set of stairs up here. I may take these out, but for now I like to peek in on my villagers and see how they're doing. You got the guy back there with the potatoes and this guy here with the carrots. Yeah. And I have a few that didn't cooperate and they died. But overall, it was pretty easy to follow Logical Geek Boy's design. I'll link that in the video. I'm going to be clearing out this section. I took out my manual farms. We'll see that here. We'll take a peek up here. So I took out all of my manual farms and I'm going to dig this all the way down to at least that level. And when I was digging the slime farm, I originally had a spot set out for a beacon. And so that hole's still here and I marked it down here. So I could put my beacon back up and dig the rest of this out. I want to dig over to where the slime farm, I basically want to dig out the area for the slime farm all the way up. Yeah, to probably about the ceiling, maybe taller. And then I'm going to take out this chunk here. That may become storage, we'll see. I have an idea of maybe putting some pumpkins and melons in the walls like Impulse did, but maybe I'll do a flat horizontal farm for pumpkins and melons. I haven't quite decided yet. I've got these labeled to the side entrance because this is going to become the side entrance eventually, and the mountain entrance is that direction that leads out to the desert, and that's where I'm going to put the front entrance. I've got elevators going down and up from my slime farm. It says bedrock too because eventually I'll put one from the slime farm to bedrock. I did 1 block columns for up and 1 block columns for down, just to keep it consistent. I don't have enough room down at bedrock to do the redstone bit I wanted to do, and I wanted to keep this consistent. So I've got this labeled. You can go down from the villager. We came down from the villager farms, or we can go back up to the villager farms. And this is our slime farm. We've been here before. And I've got lots of room down below this floor if I wanted to add additional farms. Somebody played a prank too and I found it. I just haven't taken it out. So I'll show you that too. So down here at bedrock, I just don't have enough. I mean, the floor is literally on bedrock. So I don't, and while bedrock is bumpy and it's not all at that level, so there are some bits that go a little bit deeper, there's just not enough consistent room. And somebody put a bell in my base. I've been taking it out. Whoever did this doesn't realize I don't play with sound more often than not. So I'll just keep it here. It's a fun little trick. And it'll make me smile when I do play with sound. I already took the water column out. Like I said, I'm eventually going to move one down. I just need to dig out that area. And that's where the beacon will definitely come in handy. So that'll be another process. Yes, I know it's an awful lot of stone brick, but I kind of like the look. And I haven't, it means I need to eventually move this upstairs before I dig it out. But we'll get that cleaned. For right now, I could just use stairs, or ladders rather. That's not that big a deal. I'm the only one probably coming to this area anyway, so we only need an elevator for here right now. Alright, so I did some digging. I've done some digging. And I found some diamonds. And I bought a mystery box. We're going to go buy another one. And we've had some other things that we've done on the server. So I'm going to cut here. And when I get to the mystery shop in the shopping district, I will turn the recording back on because we're going to buy another mystery box. So the one, and we'll go over the one that I bought earlier. Be right back. Okay, so we're back here at the mystery shop. I really like this shop. So when I went mining and had a few diamonds, I went and bought this white shulker box from, well, it was the one that was right here. So I pressed the button and bought the shulker box. And when I opened it up, it says, "Come to Derp Space and fill me up." I was a little confused, so I asked Derp, just so that I understood what it was asking me to do. And he said, come to his basement and fill up the white box. So we're going to do that today. And then I think we will buy another one. So I've got almost a full stack of diamonds left. I also found a few mine shafts and came across some gems, which we can use over at the gem traders. For mini blocks. So I'll take those out and we can take a look at those real quick. So we've been here before, but I don't think I read out the signs, and they're a little hard to see with the red writing. But it says, feeling lucky, push the button to see the price for your box. Place price in chest next to payment. Only one button press per customer per box, not including restock. Good luck. So this is where you place the slips if you decide not to buy. We did that once before. And then this is the payment chest. And I put my slip in there when I purchased this one the last time. So let's go for a purple box, just because I feel like it. So let's do the middle. Oop. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. All right. All right, so let's push the button. And it says 30 diamonds. So that is half of my stack. So let's go ahead and, oh no, I'm becoming poor again. Okay, so we'll put the 30 diamonds in, and I put my slip in there just so we can have that slip back. And we will take our box. And let's open it up and see what we got. Wow, look at all of those netherite scraps. So that'll help in upgrading our armor, which, by the way, I had to replace. We've done some other stuff around here on the server, which I'll show you. But one of those was a guardian farm, and I lost all my gear and my elytra, my only elytra. So I got a new... I don't think my elytra's in here. Yep, so I got a new elytra. And I got new gear and re-enchanted it. Or, well, I bought the enchanted stuff that I had from my villagers. I had to replace my sword because I lost it, but this time I've got knockback on it, which... it's a lot of fun. It pushes the enemies back. This is now a map shop. Bri just did another video going over some of the new shops in here, but we were in here before, and this is not a lookout tower like I thought it was. It is a map shop. So you've got compasses, empty maps, paper. You've got the adventure maps. So I think you take one of those and follow it to a lodestone. That looks interesting. I might have to do that sometime. So you've got treasure maps, lodestones, item frames. Fun stuff. And then over here we've got Arker's shop, You Greedy Pig, and he sells pork chops and I think leather. Yep, leather. I helped him set up the Hornlin Farm in the Nether. And this is the shop he made for that. Kind of cool. Well, I can show you that here in a few minutes. But I don't think we've had any other new shops open. Except this one. This is ice, I think. I don't think it's open yet. Ice and snow, maybe. But I look forward to that one. Alright, so let me hop in the Nether real quick, and we will show you I forgot. So we've got this new nether tunnel. I don't have soul speed anymore, but this is really cool. It's a really cool design by Bry. And then we have some striders. We had some problem with gas loading up in here, and we had some striders, and I wanted to keep them around because striders lower the gas spawning. And I thought it would just be fun to have some named ones in here. So we've got about 4 named striders, and this one I named Matilda just because. But it's a very cool design. Alright, so let's show you some other projects that we've done, or that I've done. And then we'll go to Derp's, because his is on the other side of the nether here. So this right here is my mob farm. Oh, and it's dark. Oh, that's going to become daylight here soon. All right, so this is a fairly simple design. I think most people are using this kind of design. Let me get out my elytra real quick. Oh, I didn't bring any rockets with me. Well, that won't be happening, will it? Okay, so I did some recordings, some time-lapse recordings of me building it, so I'll put that here in the video. But up at the top, I need to put an ender chest out here, but up at the top I've got a redstone line that I can turn on and off, and that big platform there creates a dark spot so that mobs will constantly spawn on the platform. And then when I turn the redstone signal on and off, it loops around and provides a signal down to dispensers on each of these levels here, which has some water. So let me go grab some rockets here real quick. Okay, and I'm back. So let's go ahead and put my elytra on, and I've got rockets. And okay, so this is the red zone signal up at the top. Like I said, this gray layer, this half slab layer here makes it so it's dark, and so each of those platforms will spawn. And if you flip this on, it'll do, you can hear the dispensers, but it'll just make all of the dispensers dispense water. And when it turns off, when the signal turns off, it brings back that water. What it does is it flushes each of those layers. So if we come back to here, maybe you can see in the render distance. So you can sort of see the water flow out. And then it disperses. And so I've got a platform with water for them to fall into. I've got some soul fire campfires for them to die on. So I've got the water flowing into this receptacle. I did a 5x5 instead of a 3x3 just because I felt like it. And then I've got lots of chests, and I've taken most of the stuff out. There's an awful lot of arrows still in here. Just because of all of the skeletons, but I will never be out of arrows. Let's go ahead and turn that off. But pretty simple. I've never built one of these before, so I'm kind of proud of it. And then I built an AFK tower, 117 blocks up. That way only this will load and nothing else will. And I built it, so I used a tutorial by Noobcraft. It was their super efficient creeper farm, and I just didn't do, they put glass columns in there and some trap doors to keep anything except for creepers to spawn. And I wanted all drop, so I just didn't do that part of the tutorial. And I made it a 5x5 area that they drop into rather than a 3x3. And I kept a platform there at the bottom for me to come up on top of. But I'll link that in the description as well. They're pretty standard. I think I know Mumbo did something similar for his mob farm. I think he did 4 cells. I may end up doing 4 cells, but yeah. I don't think I'll need 4 cells, so I think this will just do me. But it was fun to build, and I did it just because I could, and I wanted to. Alright, so back to the nether. I want to show Arker's Hornlin Farm that I helped on. And it's out here. Follow the line of torches. Okay. So this is based on XB Crafted design from the Hermitcraft, and he did these layered platforms. And he did, so essentially on each of these little netherite, we've got warped fungus. So it's these green mushrooms. And the hoglins, there's these big pig wild boar, demonic wild boars that spawn in the nether. And they only spawn in a crimson forest. So if you take a look on your screen right here, this crimson forest is where we're at. And so they only spawn here, and they're afraid of the green mushrooms. And so if you put them on the edges of the platform, they'll run in the opposite direction and hence into the lava blade of death. And so you've got them on both sides. So he's got 2 spawning platforms 5 wide on this side, staggered out. And the reason XB did that is because they were running off and falling onto the other platform, and just they weren't making it into the lava blade as efficiently as they could. And so he staggered them out a bit. So I'm in the process of building one of these because I want the raw pork chops. With the lava blade here, you get cooked pork chops and leather, and I want the raw pork chops. And so I'm trying to figure out a way of doing that. In the process of trying to design one anyway. And I'm thinking of doing 4 wide so that we don't have that problem where they run off and run into the other side and don't fall straight. So they're a 2 block wide mob, I think, so they can't fit through a 1 wide. So this is like the bare minimum they need to fall down. And I think with a bigger hole to fall through, it would be a lot easier. Anyway, this is Arker's. It works really, really well. He's got an AFK platform up there so that this is the only thing that loads, or very nearly the only thing that loads. And as you can see, he gets a lot. The other thing that we did, like I said, was a guardian temple. We did a couple projects on, everybody's been working a lot on the server, and we cleared a guardian temple. So let me cut right here, and I'll bring you back when I'm over at the guardian temple, because it's a really long run. So hang on, be right back. Okay, so here we are back at the guardian temple. I didn't bring any invis potions so they can see me. And all of this sand is, well, mine. I found a witch temple in the middle of the desert, and I've started clearing out some of it, or started flattening the area around. And this is where some of that sand came from. This is not all of the sand that I got from that so far. This is just a fraction, but it helps. And Arker made this beautiful bridge over. I wanted to get over here so that we could show you. So there's the guardian temple right there. And in the entrance, we've got the magma blocks. The little guardian fishies swim over that. They get pulled down by the magma blocks. They die. And then we've got a collection system of rails down here. I did this, when we cleared it, I did this so that we had a place to come down that was a bit safer, because we all died a lot. I died a lot. but there's rail systems. Running back and forth collecting the materials from it. Really cool. And then Arker kind of cleaned up the cubby we had down here, so it looks a little cleaner. It looks much better. Arker's our master builder. Same with Bry. They do some really cool builds. Everybody does really cool builds on here. Vilema, Derp, Arker, Bree, they're all really good builders. And you can get prismarine shards, prismarine crystals. They do drop some other miscellaneous things like nautilus shells from, I'm sure Drowned got in there. And then raw cod, because I think they like those. Anyway, this was sort of a project a few of us, so Arker, Derp, Bry, and I cleared the temple. I wasn't. I died a lot. This is where I lost all my gear. And I got it all back, so it's no big deal. And now we have a cleared Guardian Temple. Nice. We had a beacon there so that we could break some of the temple blocks. Alright, so I'm going to head back into the Nether and I will bring you back when I get to Derp Space. Okay, so we're here back at Derp Space. There's his Nether portal right there. He's done some cool things with the lamps. So that's a dragon egg from our first dragon kill, maybe? I know we killed another one. And then you've got the end rod and a purple block. It's lightning out. Let's see if I can find his bed. Well, let's stop the rain so I get my frame rates back a little bit. A dragon head, his wall of heads. He's got an emerald beacon and a map of his area. So in an earlier episode I did kind of a mystery quest with Vilema. This is where I met him out at. So Derp has this pyramidal upside down pyramid that he's building, and that's that area. And then just like the shopping district, I did some floaties out here for Derp. I did a few for Bry and Vilema and Arker. Haven't gotten to Gaudette and a couple of their other members of the server. Kind of lost my train of thought. Anyway, he said bring this to, so his note said bring it to the basement. I'm assuming this is not, wow, he's got all kinds of stuff in here, huh? I'm not quite sure if this is the basement he meant. But this is quite the amazing sorting system. This has got to be the basement he meant, huh? Well, he's got all kinds of things. look, he's got honey. I honestly just like to look at this stuff. Sorry, I'm being a nosy individual. Cool. So I believe how this works is he's got, because this is on is locking the hopper, and anything above this number should flow into here and go into his chest. It's much fancier redstone than I know how to do. I think that's a shulker box loader. Oop. So I'm not sure I need anything at the moment. I just like to look because I'm nosy. What's in here? Ooh, sand. I got lots of sand. It's cool. He's got blackstone and he's got another brick. So I don't think I'm going to take anything right now, but it was fun to look. And all of the redstone components. And more stone. Pretty good for iron. So let's poke around some more and see what's going on out here. He's got all kinds of things automated and I forget that. So looks like he's got all kinds of farms out here. And we're doing some 4x4 spruce trees. And the slime pit. And a better look at the floaties. I kind of like this. It's supposed to be like a cyan parrot. And I think I did a pretty good job. Could be worse. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for today. I hope you guys had fun with me, and it was a lot of touring around. We'll have that time lapse of, I have the time lapse of my mob farm in there, and then hopefully we'll have some more farms in the next episode, and I'll have some more of the base cleaned up, and yeah, a lot more to get done. But we've got a good start. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye now.